The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Hazy Radio Network, its affiliates, or sponsors. All shows are independently owned and broadcast for entertainment purposes only.
Evolution. I look at the people running on empty, going in circles, trying to find the answer. Love gives you the freedom you are looking for. Love gives you the freedom. It opens all doors. Nothing else in this life can bring you true peace. Give love with all your heart and learn about forgiveness. Birds need wings to fly. The sun rising needs a sky. The trees need wind to whisper. The lost one needs to wander. The ocean needs a shore to embrace and kiss. People need love to enjoy all this. Love gives you the freedom you are looking for. Love gives you the freedom. It opens all doors. Nothing else in this life can bring you true peace. Give love with all your heart and learn about forgiveness. Each of us desires so many different things, but deep inside there is one song that we all sing. Let it shine, let it rise like a flower from a seed. Love is kind, it never fails, that's what we need. Love gives you the freedom. Love gives you the freedom. Love gives you the freedom you are looking for. Love gives you the freedom. It opens all doors. Nothing else in this life can bring you true peace. Give love with all your heart and learn about forgiveness. Love gives you the freedom. Love gives you the freedom. Love gives you the freedom. Love gives you the
The Hazy Radio Network proudly presents the show that brings all points of view together. There's the view from the left, the view from the right, the view from the middle, and then there's the broader view. Your take on any topic of discussion is welcome. Now, here are your hosts, Belle Salisbury and the lady who puts the Z in talk radio, Hazy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Broader View with your host, Hazy, and my co-host, Belle Salisbury. Belle, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and welcome, Sherlock, to
Welcome,
the show.
Sherlock. All of a sudden, he decided he's going to start saying hi. All the way from the other room. But that's okay. He'll quiet down. There must be something going on across the street because he's got his nose pressed out against the window. So, yeah, it's spring, and I think they all have a spring fever.
Yeah.
Did your dog get spring fever? Well, it's like summer all the time down there, so what does he know?
we get cold, we
50.
get down to the 30s.
Yeah. I'm waiting to get up into the 40s.
Well, when we first got here, it was in March, and the temperatures were like 50 degrees, 60, and people were still bundled up in coats and gloves, and we were out wandering around in shorts, and I'd wear a sweatshirt, but I'd have shorts on or, no jacket. And my mom would be like, "You got to put a coat on. You're going to freeze." And I'm like, "Mom, we just came from minus 20 degree weather.
Exactly.
Okay? This is our summer."
I know. And my sister was like that when she came back from California. They moved up in October. And actually, they arrived into the Twin Cities. They came via motorhome. So they packed the 4 cats and the dog and the kids and all that kind of stuff in the motorhome and trekked across the country. And they got here on Halloween. So Katie came out of the motorhome all dressed up in her costume. It was precious. But she was thinking California weather because this is the second time she had ever been to Minnesota, and it's been cold. Was cold before that too. Mm-hmm. So she's in her little princess costume, I think it was, and gets out and is like freezing. So here we are bundling her up in her ski jacket and hats and gloves. She says, "But nobody can see my costume." Oh well.
They build a costume around the coats.
That's right. I know when we were little, we used to build, we used to have our snowsuits on, and then the costume would go over the snowsuit.
Yeah.
So you still had it all on. Yeah.
Yeah, buy the costume 5 sizes too big.
Exactly.
And it fits over the coat.
Exactly. So how are you? How was your week?
It's been a quiet couple of days. The grandbabies have gone home. Mommy and Daddy are back, so the grandbabies have gone home, and so they went home. When was it? Saturday evening, and we sat here Saturday night and went, "I'm bored." You? Yeah, I'm bored. It was like, we can't wait for them to go home because we're tired, but the moment they leave, we're lost.
I know you're used to running around with them constantly.
Yeah, every 5 minutes, an interruption, and but now, our bird, we have an African gray named Hannah, and she now imitates my 1-year-old scream.
Oh no! Well, see, so the kids have not gone that far.
And so what was it? Sunday evening, I kept hearing this, scream, and I jumped up thinking, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, kids aren't here." And then I was in the room going, hey, like major run.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So, see, they don't go too far, do they?
No, they don't. I mean, they were back Sunday evening for dinner with us, and then Papa had to go give them a ride to Walmart because their vehicle is needing to get registered, and they hadn't registered it yet, but they needed to go to Walmart to get some food stuff. And you would think after being with us for 2 weeks that they'd be sick of us too, and they were excited to be home with Mom and Daddy.
Yeah.
No, they threw a fit because Papa wouldn't bring them back over here.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Oh, how funny. So they weren't gone very long then?
No, and of course he didn't bring them over because he knew that I had work to do and stuff. And I got to tell you though, our 4-year-old is too smart. Okay, he's wise because when we would talk about something that we didn't want the kids to know what we were talking about, how you spell it out?
Yeah. Yep.
And we would use the term like the kids would love to go to the park. And so Gary would say, I think I'm going to take the kids to the PARK today. Right?
Yeah.
RJ says to Papa yesterday, Papa, are you going to take me to PRK?
Oh, how funny.
He knows. He just knows that what we're spelling is, park.
Well, at least he knows how to spell, kind of.
Well, he missed the A, but, he's got it. He's got it. He's
See,
smart.
it's that word association thing. So now he associates PRK with the park.
And I said, well, he's got it down pat then if he's texting.
That's
'Cause
right.
they don't spell worth of jazz.
I know
on
they
what
don't.
text-
They don't. I know.
Yeah.
Kids are so funny, though. I just realized my nephew's 40 years old. I realized that today. How
Oh, happy
depressing.
birthday to him.
Yeah, I missed his birthday by a few days, but I've got the other nephew they're born a year apart. One was born on the 5th of April, the other one was born on the 25th of April. So I've got one coming up again in 10 days, so I have to send him a card.
Yeah, doesn't
think
it
he'll
feel
be-
like they go in spurts,
Well, I've got the two that are born in April and then two that are born in November. And they're both born the beginning of the month and the end of the month. So it's not hard to this is kind of funny. When I was younger, not much younger, we had like 14 birthdays in November when we celebrated everybody's. I celebrated my birthday at Chuck E. Cheese until I was 30 years old because we celebrated all the birthdays in November. So that included all the kids. So we all spent our birthdays at Chuck E. Cheese. so there I am.
Well, but you're a kid at heart.
I know. I wore the hat and had the cake and got to play with all the toys and why not?
Yeah.
But yeah. So now we don't do that as much. Now we just kind of call each other and say, "Yeah, happy birthday. Here's a card."
See, in our family, that we were one of 6 kids, so it made 8 of us in the family, counting mom and dad, and we just about had every month of the year covered.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a couple months that we didn't have to worry about, but it just seemed like every month there's a birthday.
Yeah.
And of course, now that we 6 kids have had kids, and some of them have had kids, it's every month there's somebody's birthday. I can't keep track of them.
I know. It gets to a point where you can't. It's kind of like their middle name. You can't, or their name. You can't keep track of them all.
Yeah.
You just have to label them. No, we used to have birthdays in November, December, January. Well, I take it back. It's August, November, December, and January. So we're all bunched up together. And then the kids were born, and they had the April one. So, and then the brother-in-laws have the early ones, and
Yeah.
so. But birthdays are important. You should celebrate your birthday. And I used to always send my mom a thank you card and a sympathy card for my birthday.
Why the sympathy card?
It was more of an apology. I'm sorry, Mom. But I used to always send her a thank you card and a sympathy card. Sorry for everything I caused you. All the gray hair. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom, poor thing, she's still beautiful to me, but she's totally white-haired. And, I remember she used to always dye her hair. She has this beautiful, dark, hair. And she used to dye it. And then when I came home from New York to move here to help her with Dad, or to be here with our father, her hair was totally white, and I just couldn't stop looking at her. I'm like, oh, my God, you just look white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I stopped coloring my hair a couple years ago. So now I've got that salt and pepper thing going, but I have a white streak that we add to it to give me a little bit of depth. But, I don't mind it.
That's a natural highlight.
I call it my halo.
Yeah.
I have my own little silver halo.
Yeah, and with the thing about with red hair or auburn hair, it doesn't gray as quickly as those with, the darker hair.
Yeah.
And so really the only place I ever notice any graying is just a little bit